God took you to Tokyo to be an ambassador for Christ to the nations at the Salvadoran embassy with like 13 different countries represented by their ambassadors and their diplomats. And he did that without your having any interest in politics. He did it because of your love of painting. Tell us more about how that happened.
God worked in mysterious ways. 40 years ago, when I came to the Lord, I was impacted about this preacher that he was speaking about the ambassador for Christ. And I didn't understand because I was new in the Lord. And later on, a lady prayed for me. And she was saying, use her, Lord. She's been called to be your light, your ambassador, whatever she goes. And I forgot about it. Later on, I was invited to give my testimony in Chicago. I went to Chicago to give my testimony. And after that, forgot about it again. But then every summer I will take time to go to countries, Mexico and South America. I spend time in the jungle and in Venezuela, and I was doing something for the Lord, but it never occurred to me that I was being actually representing Christ, as this preacher was saying. Then my new journey with the Lord is, my painting, my art, that he called me to be his artist. Why I said that? Because he actually told me. He said, go and paint and drink no more. So what did I do? So I went to school and I started painting. And I never had a brush in my hands before until this late in my life as an adult. And I started painting. And then I going to galleries and trying to have my art up there, doing a lot of art exhibits. And then through all this, it's a long story, but I found this lady who invited me to submit my work, and I did. And like I said, it's a long story. I'm not going to go into much details, but then I got an invitation to go to Japan. And so things are changing right away. So I went to Japan, and then I was in exhibit in the museum, the Tokyo Metropolitan Art Museum in Tokyo, Japan. And then I exhibited in the embassy of El Salvador there. They throw this reception for me, and it was just wonderful to be with these ambassadors. And actually ambassador, I never thought about that, because I'm seeing that spiritually, because I don't like politics, and it's not for me. And then I am now in the middle of too many gentlemen from representing their countries in Latin America. And then we are there having our traditional, we'll say, meal from El Salvador, pupusas, that they made there in Japan. And that is how God put all these pieces together. When I was seeking him 40 years ago, when I came to know him, I had no idea that actually will be around ambassadors, real people, right? But not the people that God have been calling me to do his work. Because the art that I do, it is the tool for representing him through the nations, like this woman actually prayed. Lord, I remember her prayer. She said, Lord, you've been calling her to be a light in many places. You will take her as ambassador to the nations. And that was 40 years ago. Well, I have been doing that. But I think it's sometime in our Christian life, sometimes things come differently. We think that, it's going to be only this way. I'm representing Christ here with this group of people. But God has other plans too. We have to think that it's not only, God is not in the box. He takes us wherever he pleases. And I've been calling to be ambassador for Christ to the nations.